Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk through what I call my starter kit. These are the initial questions I ask someone once they've said yes to a project, they're paying a deposit or they just paid the deposit. This is the document I send to them to get the project started so I can collect content, inspiration, all the basic details, what's your URL, what's your email, that type of thing. So we're gonna break it down now. Right before I begin, hey, if you get value from this video as you are watching it, hit that like button. As well, if you have questions as you watch the video, drop a comment below. I respond to all comments. Right before we break into the document, I do wanna say this. I use a Word document with basic font. It's really ugly, nothing pretty, nothing fancy, because basically everybody's used a Word doc before. And so it's not complicated. I could use a Google Doc, or you could use a Notion page, or anything really. But I've done this because some of my clients are anywhere between tech savvy and tech deficient. I don't know if that's a word. I wouldn't even say it like that. I would say they're really good at tech, or they struggle with some things on tech. So when it comes to a Word document, it's easy to attach to an email. They can download it, fill it out, and upload it. I also want to let you know, down below, there will be a link so you can download this document. So as you're going through this video, if you find this document useful, you could download it for free. So check that out. All right, let's begin. Okay, so the first thing you'll see here is inspiration. What I bring up for inspiration is this. Now, I'm coming from a Squarespace design background, so this is specifically, I'm building a site on Squarespace, so there could be a few variations of this. Before, Squarespace used to have templates. They still technically have templates, but they kind of don't really. They used to have templates, and templates would really dictate the site feel and look. So I used to have a question here, which templates do you like? But because now everything on Squarespace 7.1 is basically the same, all the templates can do the same exact thing, I don't ask that question anymore. So for inspiration, what I'm asking for is 1 to 3 websites from the client that they can share with me that they like. This does a few things. Obviously, it shows me what they like, but what it also does is it gives me a clear guide of what I can compare what they want versus what I can offer. So when I see the inspiration, if they send me like Amazon.com or Macy's.com, that's a big red flag for me because it doesn't seem as if it's clear on what they want. So the better they find inspiration, the better I could work with what they actually are trying to accomplish. Also, the inspiration gives me ideas of how they like layouts, what types of sites they like, all of that. And it's amazing when you're building a site on Squarespace and the client sends you 2 or 3 examples, maybe 4 examples, and 2 of those are on Squarespace. So then you get a good feel of what they're going for. Now, this question right now is worded a little differently because I adjusted this for a client, but let me show you what it would look like if it was for a new client who has no website. So this is what it would look like. I would basically just say, hey, send me 2 to 4 URLs that you really like. And if you want, this is one you could play with, but if you have sites that you really do not like, you could send that as well. So I could get a good feel of what we're going after. Next is basic information. So this is simple, this is clear, basic information. So what is your URL? What is the main URL? We want to know that going into this. Sometimes clients say something on the phone and then when you start the project, so this is just clear accountability of what are we building here. And then this question has always been so valuable for me, especially as a strategist or someone who's giving clear design advice. You could always come back to this statement here. So make sure this gets filled out. In 1 to 2 sentences, what is the goal of the website? Now, why is this important? Sometimes clients can get stuck in a perfection trap, or sometimes things could get complicated for no reason. And what I mean is you're designing a site, you're going through the process, client says, I don't like it. It's maybe not appealing to them. But one thing you always want to come back to is what is the goal of the site? And if the goal is to get to the contact page, you want to make sure there's a button there on the home page that links people to the contact page. So these types of things really help clarify and give you clear advice. If this is what you want, which is this is what you said you want, I recommend this. Cool. Next, website name. tagline, if it's even there, preferred email to link to Squarespace. This is basically when I am going to pass the project to them. I already have the email. I don't have to remember to ask later. I already got it. So the next one is brand. So brand colors, brand font. This is going to really help guide the design process. I asked for the logo down below. You're going to see in a moment. But here, these items I ask for to begin with. Now, you could get a client who asks for a brand font that isn't in Squarespace, or you could get a client who gives you 12 colors, which you don't want to do. Both of those are situations where this is a clear place that you could bring that to life and address it. And so if a client says brand colors, I like blue, well, you might want to clarify with them before you start and you build a whole site. You want to clarify what blue they like. Maybe you go to a tool online, find a few hex codes you like, share with the client, say, which blue do you like? You let me know and we'll use that as the main blue. For brand fonts, same thing. Get a feel for what they're going after. Again, this could complicate the project, but you want to keep it simple. Also, if they give you 4 colors, I always recommend you want one main color. Unless you're designing a really well graphic design, beautiful website, having 4, 5, 6 colors is a lot. Start with one main color. From there, you could go to an accent color. And then from there, you have black and white and gray that go together. And boom, you have 5 colors. So if you have a really solid blue and then like a light blue and then black, gray, and white, boom, you have your whole website. It's simple. It's simpler than most people think, but this helps you get that information from the start. All right, section 7. Now this section probably needs work. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning, I like a Word document because it keeps it simple. I could create some fancy table here, but I also don't want to do that as well. I want to keep the document as simple as possible for people to understand from the beginning. So this is probably the part, I wish there was like really good software to solve this, but as of right now, this is what I do, or this is what I ask, and it's worked for the most part. And this is actually where clients get stuck the most too, which we could address later in the video or in another video. But for site content, so here I say, hey, let me know what pages you want. So whatever pages they list here are going to be the pages I create. Now, they may say, I want a home page, about page, services page, contact page, and testimonial page. With that, I would also like them to send me the text that they want for those pages. Now, on a Word document like this, visually, this is very difficult for a client to understand what they're actually saying. So if they give me a general sense, they're a consultant and they have 4 services and they want all these pages, well, for the most part, I can visually understand with the inspiration they send and with the site structure they sent, the site content here, I could have a general sense, probably 80% of what they're looking for, because most of these sites are structured in a fairly similar way. So the services will break down. We have service 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of those services will have a description. It may have a process as well, and it will have a call to action. There may be more to that, but it just depends on what the client provides initially. So if you're going to use this document, which I will provide down below, so check out that link, you could download this document for yourself. But with that said, if you are using this document and this section you want to change, I would probably recommend it. This section could use some work as you go through it. It's worked for me for the most part, but you may want to adjust it as well. So let's talk about imagery. When I originally recorded this video, I totally forgot this section for some reason, so I am doing the voiceover now, but this section is important. For imagery, you can go all the way from the logo to any graphics they have, to images they have unique for their brand, and images from stock websites. Let's cover all of that. First and foremost, the logo. You could ask them for the logo. You could specify what file and format type you want, PNG, SVG, PSD, all of the file formats that you want, you could ask them for it. Following, you could then ask them for graphics if they have graphics. So if they have icons or if they have graphic designed elements that you need for the website, say for example, products or things like that, you're gonna need the images they have for the products as well. So you can start to list out all those items specific to what type of website it is. So if it's e-commerce, you could list that out here as I'll need all your product images. From there, if they have brand photos that they've taken at events, photos from the school, photos from the location, photos from their events, whatever that might be, you could ask for those photos as well. Finally, you could actually ask them to go to unsplash.com or any website like that, pull photos they like and send those to you. So you save a bit of back and forth in the process. You could have them send it to you via Dropbox or email, or you can make a Dropbox folder for them so they could drop the images into the folder for you. And if they don't have any at all, it's fine because you could possibly pull them from Unsplash yourself. Really depends on the client, but here's a spot where you could ask for all the visual content. And then finally, I ask for social media handles if they have them. If they don't, it's totally fine, but it lets me understand their brand even more. And then I could link those social accounts to their website on launch or on that first draft. Now, there's a missing number 10 here, but you'll see number 11 here. Any additional info, please let me know. This is a great place for clients to add in any other thoughts that they may have in the process. Sometimes clients just have notes or things that they want to say, and it might not have been addressed in the other points. So this is just to allow me to get all the information I need to begin. And that's it. I send them this document. It's called my starter kit. I send the starter kit. I wait for deposit. Once those are both back to me, then from there is when I start the project. And then I give them a due date or a date of they could expect the first draft. Simple, easy, it's not complicated. Now, is this document perfect? No. So if you see things that you can improve or make it simpler for your system, great. This document has worked for me to build literally tens and tens and tens of sites on it. I'd probably say hundreds of sites on it, but I know for sure I've built at least 80 websites using this system. And what I do when I get the document back, I review it before I move forward with a date. I review it and see what the client has put. Oftentimes, the big hurdle is, let me scroll back up here, is going to be the site content. So you can help break that down for the client once they send you a first draft. Or if they're taking a long time with the document, you could ask them, hey, what's going on? Are you getting stuck on a certain section? And these questions help lead the client into addressing whatever's happening. So if they're getting stuck with content, ask them to create the structure for you. And then you could put placeholder text, because then visually when they see it, then they could add in the text that they need on the site. Finally, like I mentioned before, this document is available for you to download down below. Just go to the link down below, add in your email, and we will send you this document to your email. If you have any other questions, please let me know. After this part of the process, I build the first draft for about 2 weeks, let's say 1 to 3 weeks. I build the first draft, send it to the client, and then I send them another document where they put their revisions. So if you're interested in seeing that as well, leave a comment down below and I could possibly create content around that as well. I haven't even thought about that until right now. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know down below. And if you got value from this video, hit the like button. And if you want more content like this or thinking about becoming a freelancer, I publish new content every single week. So hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.